Did you know that jumping rope is much more effective in improving your endurance and cardio than running or jogging? Not to mention it's much kinder on the joints and tendons, including those knees. It's also a great exercise to add into each of your body weight sets so that you can maintain your intensity level and keep that heart rate up. Hi, it's Brian from Silverathlete, the community where 40 to 60-year-olds transform their bodies, defy their age, and learn to get healthy. Now, if you haven't jumped rope before, or maybe since you're a little kid, it can seem a little bit intimidating. But with a little practice and technique, you'll be jumping rope like a pro in just a few short weeks. And I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that today and give you a weekly routine so that you can master this awesome exercise. With that said, let's go learn how to jump rope. Here's a few general jump roping tips before we get started. I'd like you to keep these in mind as we're discussing this. I'll cover each in detail later in the video. One, you want to choose a hard surface like concrete. You don't want to choose a softer surface like grass, it just won't work. Two, grip the handles lightly. You don't want to have a death grip or else you won't get a proper swing. Toes. You want to jump on your toes for the duration of your skipping. You don't want to jump flat-footed. Wrists. Jump roping, I can't emphasize this enough, jump roping is about wrists. You want to turn your wrists in a circular motion. Don't swing your arms like this, or else you're working yourself way too hard. One skip per rope rotation. A very common mistake for beginners is they actually jump 2 times for every rotation of the rope. Don't do that. And finally, you only need to jump a few inches off the ground. So if I'm jump roping, I'm not going higher than this. So keep those in mind, and let's transition into how to size and choose your rope. I prefer a thinner style jump rope. As you can see, this is a wad speed rope, and I like the thinner ropes for a couple reasons. One, it's easier to modify, and two, as your skill level improves, you won't have to buy up for a more advanced version. If you like this type of speed rope, I'll put a link in the notes below and you can certainly pick it up there. But in reality, any type of jump rope will work. So if you have one at home, use that, develop the skill to jump rope, and then buy a more advanced version when you can. Ropes come longer than you need, not to exact specifications, so you're gonna have to trim it down to your specific size. As you're cutting it or shortening it, you want to cut it in small increments and test it out. That way you don't cut it too short and ruin your rope. In general, you want to purchase a rope that's about 3 feet longer than your height. Once you get the rope, to size it correctly, simply step in the middle of the rope, bring it up to your right side, and the edge of the handle should be right about where the nipple or the armpit is. If you size it that way, the rope won't be too long and drag, and you'll get a proper rotation.
Toes and knees, or knees and toes if you prefer. I can't emphasize it enough, but proper jump roping is done on your toes, not flat-footed. In fact, it's pretty challenging to skip for any length of time if you're not on the balls of your feet. A technique that really helped me when I was first learning to jump rope was to visualize being light on your toes. I know that sounds kind of silly, but if you're emphasizing not landing hard each time you jump, you'll have a smoother swing and you won't catch the rope on your feet as much. Another thing to focus on is to keep your knees slightly bent as you're jumping. This will minimize the strain on your knees and joints and will create a smoother up and down motion. Next, don't over jump. A really common mistake with beginners is they jump too high with each rotation of the rope. It's simply not necessary. You only need to jump a few inches off the ground for clearance. Jumping low also prevents shin splints and joint pain. Let's focus on these 3 points and take a look at what it looks like. Now that we've covered the jumping part of the process, let's focus our attention on swinging that rope correctly. Elbows in. The first thing you need to do is keep your elbows close to the side of your body. This is super important to remember because it prevents you from swinging your arms, which you definitely do not want to do. The rotation of the rope is actually generated by your wrists, not your arms, which we'll cover in just a minute. If you find yourself swinging your arms, just stop and reset. You'll be tiring yourself out way too quickly. Hands outward. If your elbows are in, your hands should be out. This combination is the extension that will eventually allow your wrists to do most of the work in swinging the rope around your body. Wrists. In my opinion, this is a single key to proper jump roping. If your elbows are in and your hands are out, then again, your wrists create the energy that allows you to swing that rope. You want to rotate your wrists clockwise in a circular motion. The best way I can describe it is pretend your wrists have ball bearings in them and they just keep spinning and spinning forward. In a moment, I'll show you a side view of my wrists moving in a forward direction. Now, let's try the 3-step combo we just discussed without a rope. Elbows in, hands outward, and your wrists spinning in a circle. Practice this for a minute or two to get used to the movement. 1 skip per rope rotation. This is the last thing to remember. Now that the legs are jumping, the wrists are spinning, make sure you jump once per swing of the rope. Beginners often double jump, and this will not allow you to pick up the speed you need and begin to alternate your feet once you become more proficient at jump roping.
Good. I'm going to put together a 4-week program where you'll be skipping rope like a pro in just a few weeks. So initially, I don't even want you to jump rope. I want you to bounce and feel the movement. So hold your jump rope in one hand, keep your feet together, put your wrists out like you're simulating that you're jump roping, and simply bounce. Just like that. Feel the rhythm, baby. Feel the rhythm. So the point being is I want you to get used to the movement. I suggest you do 3 sets of 10 to 20. Do that 2, 3, 4 times in a week, and then we'll move to week 2. Week 2, we're going to add a variation into this. We're going to add the 1 skip stop. So I still want you to do your bouncing with no skipping, with no actual jump roping, holding it in one hand. Do a couple sets of that to warm up, sets of 10 to 20. But we're going to introduce the 1 skip stop. Now, 1 skip stop is pretty easy. Essentially, we're just going to do 1 skip and stop. Do 1 skip and stop. Do 1 skip and stop. Trying to get you used to the movement and the jumping portion, getting that rope. 1 swing per rotation of the rope, again, as a reminder. Get that done and do that 3 sets of 10 for week 2. Week 3, we're going to push it a little bit. I still want you to warm up and do your jumping, get your calves used to the movement before you get too far started. But we're going to introduce a 1-stop skip, a 2-stop skip, and a 3-stop skip. And let me show you what that means. So just go 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, practice that. Do that 3 sets of 10, maybe 20 if you're feeling comfortable. And then we'll go into the last week and we'll put it all together. Week 4, you're almost there. So now you can start adding repetitions to each step. If you still need to do the stop skips as a warm-up, that's okay. But I want you to start focusing on the fundamentals. And let me remind those to you one more time. Knees slightly bent. You're coming just a few inches off the ground. Choose a hard surface. Elbows are in, wrists are out. You're turning your wrists in a circular motion. You're not swinging your arms. And let's put it all together. Relax. Just relax. Use your wrists. Jump a little bit off the ground. Okay, just like that. Now, one last thing in the beginning, you may catch your feet a little bit, that's okay. You will improve, but start to work on doing multiple skips per set. You go from there. I hope you're feeling comfortable, starting to get used to jumping rope. I think you'll find the more you do it, it'll get easier and easier. A couple pro tips. One, obviously add more repetitions in each set that you do and kind of go from there. 2, and I mentioned this before, you can add jump rope into the beginning of each set of your body weight movements. So if you're doing a series of exercises, do a set of jump rope before or put it at the end, and do that with every rotation, with every set. I think you'll find that, again, you'll keep your intensity level up, you keep your heart rate up, you burn more calories, and it's a great way to maintain a very solid, intense workout. All right, let's put it all together. Give you some variation. All right, we've been practicing 2 feet together. Now you can go on one leg, left leg, right leg, alternate. Just relax. And then you go faster, alternates. I hope you found this instructional video useful. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to Silverathlete. Please tell your friends and share it on social media. Again, this is Brian Dixon from Silverathlete. Transform your body, defy your age. Thank you for watching. Bye.